plane load of incredible personalities. There was Roman Polanski, A.E. Mangold, Robert Bloch of Psycho fame, the late George Cal gave us the Time Machine and his stars in India. Lightning was flying around the plane. I was looking down at the Amazon River. The hungry piranha were jumping up hoping to get a free meal and take free cracks. Having nothing better to do, I dreamed of Vampirella, your twin sister Draculina, and the planet Draculon, where the river flows with blood and trophy. Survived in over 100 years. There was a movie class. Yes, there was. There were 5 scripts done on it. Then they developed themselves as a creator, turned it over to me to polish it, but nothing ever came. A shame. You got closer to here comes to reality. And more ways to fall. Well, I don't know. Thank you very much. Well, I was going to do a theme song. Raindrops falling on your head.
Well, it's July, no, it's not July, it's June 7th, 2020, and still in the process of trying to organize this comic room, and a lot of things have happened since the last video. Get some light on it here. Well, one thing, I retired from work, and after being there like almost 25 years, so that happened last week, so that's something new. And then I had this scary thing happen. I was driving in my car the other day and felt like a bug was in my eye, like squashed in my eye, or I was looking at the asphyx floating around or something. But it was, so we went to the ophthalmologist and see if something had happened to my eye, and I guess I broke a blood vessel in my eye, and then that'll I have to go back on Wednesday. Today's Monday, so he didn't seem to think it was anything too bad, but I'm supposed to relax and make sure I don't lift anything heavy, or and I need to sleep upright. But main thing I've been doing lately are these cardboard displays I got from a guy on eBay. If you just type in Aurora Monster Standees, you'll see he's got just about every Aurora model kit ever made. And I talked with him. According to him, his story is, I guess he was about 4 years old, about 1970, and he broke his, he says he broke his leg, and there was a drugstore near him in Kentucky called the Ravenna drugstore, and there was an old guy there that was real nice that worked there, and apparently they had a big model kit section in this drugstore, and they had on display all the monster standees from the beginning, and the guy just brought a bag over and just gave them all to him because he knew he liked monsters. And now he kept them all these years, and then he got some from someone else that also got them from that drugstore, and he's photoshopped, cleaned them up, and made replicas, and that's what these are supposed to be. And I want to believe that story, and I've never seen them anywhere else. He thinks they may be, one of a kind, the only existing copies, but I'm not really 100% sure if they're not just a fantasy item. I mean, I don't want to be too cynical, but some of them look better than others. So I got a set of 24. But anyway, this is what I've been doing with the room. Just put up some Carnival freak show banners, and I'm still organizing this mess and trying to separate Silver Age from Bronze Age comics. And I realized that I need to carry around in my pocket. I got it right here. I'm finding a lot of cool stuff, by the way. I need to wrote out like a caveman issues of Fantastic Four that I need, so I don't keep buying the same issues over and over again. Because apparently, in the 1980s, I guess when I was a teenager, I was going to Lone Star Comics and buying a lot of issues of Fantastic Four in just like good condition. And so there's a lot of issues I had that I didn't really realize I had. Like last video, I was talking about how great it was that I got Fantastic Four 31. See, this is the one I just picked up. But I didn't realize I already had it. And then, you know, here they've got this. I've had this for years. Someone kept the title off. That's the earliest issue I have, number 15. But I've got a lot of them. And, you know, I've got the... let's see. So, see, I've got 2 copies of that issue. And, yeah, I've got that one. Look at this. You'll love this. If you can, if I can focus on it. Come on, focus. I got a. Oh, that's another thing. My phone died, and I got a brand new one. See how it says VG on there between the 4 and 9? Lone Star Comics used to write the condition on the comic in the 1980s. They're now mycomicshop.com. So if you ever get an issue, you know, old comic, and I think if I can focus on, yeah, they wrote that this is in good condition. See, you know it's in good condition because they wrote on the cover. The first appearance of Black Panther in good condition. Because it says so, they wrote it right on the cover. And I guess it's in pencil, and in theory they think you can just erase it. See, I picked this up half price for $15 and didn't realize I already had it because I bought it almost 40 years ago. Yeah, I was buying a ton of these, and then I bought this issue 2, 3 times. So that's what, and this issue twice. So I've been doing things smart and writing down which ones I have. Here's a autographed picture to me from Betty Page. I made a copy of it because the original, well, I kept the original, but the writing's still fine, but the photo, I guess it wasn't in the fixer long enough and it started to fade. So what I really ought to do is just crop out that signature. You can tell it's kind of changing color around it. But I made a copy before the picture could go bad. Anyway, that's just sitting here. I need to move this. And that's a good picture of Donald Trump I just made a copy of. These are all the, not this. This is not, but all these you can get for $1 at Family Dollar or whatever it's called. No, Dollar Tree. Get all those stupid dollar stores mixed up. Where do I move this? It's just like, I'll get this place done pretty quick. We have a visitor in the house now that's staying for God knows how long. And it's kind of cramped my style a little bit. I don't have as much freedom to move around. Some new stuff that I've been getting. And I don't have the lights turned on like I normally do because my eyes are a little sensitive. But see if there's anything interesting that I picked up lately. Has to be something. I've been getting more issues of Famous Monsters to fill in holes in my collection. Here's the copy. I've never had a copy of Frenzy, a Mad Imitator from the late 50s. And here's one of these. I hope that wasn't drawn by Tony Tallarico. Tony Tallarico is like the world's worst artist. Here's an issue of Confederate Veteran magazine. I found it at an antique mall. Got some old Mads that I didn't have. Issue of Scream. I like old horror magazines. Anyway, geez, what have I done? Just moved a few things around. I don't know what you can really tell what I've done of any consequence. What have I done? It's oh well, you know, like let's see. Oh, I picked up a few comics lately too. Put that down there. That's a print by a late friend of mine, Joe Riley. Did that in 1996. I worked with him on a public access show called The Hypnotic Eye, which was a lot of fun to do. I worked on it with him on some of the early episodes. He passed away about, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago when MySpace was still a thing. He passed away, so it was a while back. Some of the new great talent. Let's see. Man, I gotta get better lighting. Oh, I have an idea. I'll turn around. Maybe get some light. Next time I'll light better. I'm just doing this on the fly. Oh, I had to get a new phone. My phone I was coming home from my last day at work when I retired, and the air conditioning went out in my car. It's like 90 degrees stop and go traffic, and then I had the fun of my phone just completely died, even though it was 50% charged. So we had to quickly, we had insurance, and get another phone. So that's and hopefully this doesn't have the clicking, because the last videos I made here sounded like they were being shown on an old 8mm projector. It was clicking, and hopefully that doesn't happen. So I like these old Jerry Lewis's. I love Dennis the Menace, and some of the Fantastic Fours I've been buying, and don't pay attention to the prices because they were on sale. Just ones that were not in my collection. 69, 70. You know, that you just don't get the coloring on the newly reprinted. On these books that reprint all the old issues, you don't get this coloring, which I assume was done by Marie Severin. The coloring started to get brighter there. 78, 83. I'm gradually going to fill in all the holes. I may never fill the holes of the very first issues, because, especially now that I'm retired, but most of these I've been getting at Duncanville Books. Oh, that's got a date stamp. I didn't notice that. What does that have there? Always interesting to see where these books have come from. Come on, focus. And I can't even see close up because my eye. Hopefully this floater will go through for my eye. This was $2. It's got a huge damage spot, but you know, it's good reading copy. I love Sugar and Spike, and you should too. Always pick up. It's a tradition in June, early June, every summer. I try to pick up 70s Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, and I wind up getting multiple copies because I forget which ones I have. But I just remember in the late 70s, mowing the lawn for the first time. I remember the exact spot I was in when I first, started mowing, and I was earning money to buy comics. And I remember buying Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes right after Star Wars came out, and they were all wearing their kind of 70s disco-looking outfits. And so summer means reading comics, drinking Coca-Cola, and Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. So it's like a tradition. I try to buy some at the beginning of the summer to kind of kick it off. I know it's not really summer yet, but summer for me, having been a student for so many years and then being in the education field, summer begins with the beginning of June to me. And, my mother and I, before she passed away in 2001, we got addicted to watching that show on CBS. It's embarrassing to tell you, the Big Brother show. You know, we watched the first season together, and then the second season she was in the hospital and she passed away that summer. But every year since then, I've watched Big Brother religiously, like an insane maniac, and you may judge me by that, but you know, I'm sure there's other things you could hate me for. But anyway, the heck. Anyway, I'm just kind of concerned. Is it going to be on this year because of this virus that everyone seems to have forgotten about in the last week? All of a sudden, it's okay to be in huge crowds if you look on the news. But anyway, I don't want to get too political with that. This is the state of disaster that I'm in, and I mean, it could be worse. It could have been through a hurricane. And I'm praying for those people down in Louisiana that I think are going to get hit today. I will come back up here later today or soon with more light. So but these aurora displays were something I waited for a month. Apparently, I don't know what it was. The guy's email got shut down by AT&T or something, and then he said he mailed the package and it came back to him, and then I don't know. Then finally he sent it, and it took about a month. I was so anxious to get him. So they have he has two of the hunchbacks with both faces. One has Anthony Quinn's face, and one doesn't. Just, I guess they switched the box art because of copyright. And then the theater room is in a equal state of the cats are living in here now because our visitor took over the guest bedroom where the cats hang out, and so now I feel really bad. This is another one of those aurora displays that I got from the guy. And is it something that Aurora really put out? I really am wanting to believe that it is. But then I believed in Santa Claus a lot longer than the average person. Someone at work had these in her room, and I said, "Hey, do you realize that you found those in the closet, and those are from the 1950s?" And she said, "You can have it." She just was, sometimes in closets you can find some really amazing old stuff. So this is the movie theater room, and that's Alan, who I don't know how he got so fat with, I don't feed him that much. So yeah, I've got to get some organizing done, and I'm going to get started on that. Jeez. So I haven't seen many comic book videos being put up lately. Kind of miss all the regulars that, what is going on with my stereo here? What's going on? So is there anything fascinating in here? Yeah, these Aurora posters are pretty cool. These I got from someone in New York, and I think they might be real. Okay, come on. So